British author Ian Fleming created the fictional character James Bond in his book series James Bond, Agent 007. The character was based on Fleming's own views on spies and officials involved in the government.
The novels revolve around James Bond, an officer in MI6, which is the secret intelligence service in Britain. His first novel was Casino Royale in 1952. From there, the slick, tough spy became an icon. The film industry quickly adopted the storyline, and the famous 007 movies were born. The first one, Dr. No, came out in 1962, in which James Bond battles Spectre, a fictional terrorist organization made up by Ian Fleming. Many of these movies involved current political situations and showed the United States, Russia, and Great Britain's relationships during those times. Each movie presents these countries in a different light, influencing the audience's views and opinions. What influence did the James Bond series have on popular culture and politics through its depiction of espionage and the villains of the Cold War era? How did it shape the audience's views on the Soviets and create a glamorous hero for the Western world to look up to? We must begin with the fact that the series was used as propaganda for Western imperialism.
007 was no ordinary spy. He was classy, confident, glamorous, and good looking.
I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Apart from his looks, one of the greatest advantages he had was Q, who came up with indispensable gadgets for him to use on his missions. These, of course, were not real inventions, but fictional gadgets for the purpose of the story. This did not mean that they didn't come to life. Oleg Gordievsky, former head of the KGB station in London, was instructed to obtain copies of Bond movies for the Central Committee of the Soviet Communist Party. He was also instructed to get the gadgets used by Bond in the films. Since the United States began financing the Bond films, they had a huge influence on their importance in popular culture. The series was so engaging, not only in English-speaking countries, but all over the world due to its involvement of contemporary fear. The Cold War was a huge theme, showing the Soviets in different lights, but always giving them a bad side. Due to this, the audience could relate to the hero and grew to love him. Throughout the years, as Britain and America's political situations were changing, the films always managed to provide their audiences with bad guys that were easily associated with current politics. In many of the movies, James Bond saves the United States from disaster. In A View to a Kill, he stopped Zorn from setting off a bomb that would activate tremors in the San Andreas Fault and destroy the crucial Silicon Valley.
He prevented Blofeld from blowing up Washington in Diamonds Are Forever, or Largo from blowing up Miami in Thunderball. Although often receiving help from the hero, America is portrayed as a world superpower, both politically and economically.
The popularity of the films was immense. The total revenue so far was over $3.3 billion, placing the Bond series as the #1 most popular movie ever. This popularity spread onto marketing, creating the James Bond meta brand, with internationally renowned sponsors like Omega, Kodak, the All-American Ford, and of course British Airways. Spending millions of dollars on advertising the movies, the Bond series became a major part of American consumer culture.
You Only Live Twice shows growing tensions between America and Russia. As Britain's power is falling, the United States are not cooperating, forcing Britain to collaborate with Japan. In the film, according to MI6, President Kennedy was willing to start a nuclear war against the Soviets. This causes the Soviets to try to blackmail Britain into disarmament. The danger of a nuclear world war is greatly sensed in this film, as well as the theme of the space race between the US and the Soviets throughout.
In Moonraker, U.S. officials discuss with Soviet officials about their actions in space. They confirm that a space station they found with a radar is not a Soviet one. This portrays the meetings and agreements being made between these two tense nations, resulting in changes in the Cold War.
In Octopussy, the idea that all Soviet officials are horrible villains has been toned down, and the people James Bond meets are evaluated based on their character. Still, General Orlov, a Soviet general, conspires to take over Europe by setting off an atomic bomb made to look like an American one.
This would have triggered World War III, supposedly caused by the United States. This film depicts the movement against having nuclear warheads in Europe. In A View to a Kill, James Bond's enemy Zorin used to be a KGB agent. However, he has effectively left. This represents Bond's ability to drift away from Cold War stereotypes and provide the audiences with something different. This film also deals with the idea of eugenics, as Zorin is a product of eugenics experiments in Nazi Germany. The Living Daylights portrays the head of the KGB positively. The Soviets are considered good people, as the villains in this film include a KGB general and an American partner. The movie continues to show the disfocus and propaganda against the Soviets. This confirms that the James Bond series, as well as America at the time, have dramatically eased their tensions with Russia.
Meeting you with a view to a kill, face to face in secret places, feel the chill. Nightfall covers me, but you know the plans I'm making still oversee. Could it be the whole of opening wide? A sacred wine, a mystery gaping inside. The weekends why until we dance into the fire. That fatal kiss is all we need. Dance into the fire to fatal sounds of broken dreams. Dance into the fire. That fatal kiss is all we need. Dance into the fire. Choice for you is the view to a kill. Between the shades, assassination, standing still. First crystal